Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Hope you guys are having a great night tonight. Sorry I couldn't be with you there in person, but I am sitting next to the one and only Mary Harwell. In fact, Mary, some of these students may not be familiar with who you are, so if you could, before we get started, why don't you just introduce yourself?
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Mary Harwell. I'm a small group leader at Brownsbridge Church, and I'm married to Davis Harwell, who's a keyboardist, often at Inside Out.
Well, we have Mary here today because she is runs an organization called Bicycles for Humanity, and we want to talk to her a little bit about that tonight. So Mary, if you could, why don't you just give us the backstory? Like, Bicycles for Humanity, how did it start? Where did that begin?
Well, we started our chapter of Bicycles for Humanity a couple summers ago when I was in Namibia. I went over there for a few months and kind of lived in Namibia and volunteered for an organization that took bikes that people sent from all over the world and used them for community development projects. So like, they would take big shipments of bikes, put them in a community, teach people bicycle mechanics, business management, and then let them use those bikes to get to school, to get to work, to get to the hospital when they need to. They actually made a bike ambulance to strap on the back of a bicycle and take people to the hospital. So I saw that and I just thought, duh, this is awesome.
Why don't you tell us and tell the audience tonight what exactly, like what practically does Bicycles for Humanity do? Like, what's the nuts and bolts of your organization?
Well, what we do is kind of the front half of what the organization does actually in Africa.
Okay.
So we work with people, community groups, organizations to get secondhand bikes. We raise funds and then shove them in a big 40-foot shipping container.
Okay.
And then just send it in the ocean and send it to
Nice.
Africa.
And hope it ends up there.
Yes.
Nice.
We're like Bon Voyage bikes.
And so you send
Make your way.
those bikes to Namibia, and you have like partners there, or do they take them and give them out, or what? How does that work?
Yeah, well, we work with an organization on the ground so that we can actually know that the bikes go to the people who need them. They train people in the community in bicycle mechanics and business management.
Okay.
And they turn this big shipping container into a workshop. They fix up the bikes, distribute them, and then when people need it repaired, just like our cars get repaired,
Oh, cool.
they blow a flat on a tire, they bring it to the workshop.
Yeah. So you not only provide people with bikes, but you're actually creating business in Namibia.
Yeah.
Like jobs for people.
Yeah, it's an income generating
that's awesome.
kind of activity. People have jobs, they can support their family, and then the extra income that the bike shop raises goes into actually projects for the community.
Wow.
So our project we're working on now is in Okalongo, Namibia. They partner with an HIV/AIDS support group.
Okay.
So the funds that are generated from this project now will go to support 6 people, their families, and then volunteer HIV/AIDS workers who go out and visit patients, bring them medicine, just love on them, things like that.
That's awesome. So that explains why Bicycles for Humanity is looking for bikes here in America.
Because people need them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hey, why don't you tell me a little bit about like what inspired you to take action? You know, you can walk through a city, or you kind of look abroad, and like you see need every day,
Right.
but very few people step out and do something. What was it like in your heart? What was it in your emotions? Like, what just drove you to say, you know, I'm gonna do something about this? Can you talk a little bit about that?
I think for me, I think one of the easiest things in life, and I know I've learned this since I've been married, it's just the easiest thing is to think just about me. It's just plain up. I wake up every morning and I want to weigh every decision against what I think is best for myself.
Yeah.
And so I live life like that, and I try really hard not to, but I went to Africa and I was like, these people are my brothers and sisters. I have a responsibility. Even if there are oceans and boundaries and political systems that are different, they're not God's.
Yeah.
And so I really just felt him tugging on me to just to help, because I have infinitely more resources than they have in their lifetime in a year.
Maybe don't know what to do. Maybe haven't really thought about stepping up and taking responsibility themselves. Like, what would you say to them as someone who has?
Right. I think that we are living in a very crucial time right now, a very cool and crucial time. I think that the generation now looks different than they've ever looked, right? When we were in high school, I don't think people had the resources and exposure to the world that there is right now. And so I would say don't hesitate. I would say do it.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, it seems big, but even just the littlest helps. It takes about $35 for us to send one bike. If you break down how many bikes we collect to one bike, it's $35.
Wow.
And we try to collect 400. And so if you think in that, it seems really big. But if you think in just one, and that represents one life, one person who can change one family and then one community. So it really only takes one. I think if we think in the biggest, broadest, systematic way, it seems too big. But if we break it down to the one, which is what God sees too, right? He sees our hairs, our one. If we break it down to the one, it's so doable. It's like,
That's really cool.
I can help one person today. I have a day and a time and a minute, and I see someone who has a need. I can do that.
Yeah. Man, that's so cool. What a cool thought that we have more resources than we've ever had today in this generation. And it's like one person could do just one thing to make a huge impact on someone's life. That's so cool. Well, thanks so much for sharing the story of Bicycles for Humanity. It's so exciting what you're doing. And our hope is that some of these people in the room tonight are going to follow maybe in your footsteps in just different ways, big or small. So
We'll change the world.
yeah. Well, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Jamey.
See you guys.